Is it possible to start with 500 US dollars and trade it all the way up until you reach 100,000 US dollars? I decided that I feel a bit crazy and give it a try. So I opened a new trading account with a broker of my choice, deposited $500 in it, and will, starting today, try to pull off this crazy stunt. But let's start at the very beginning and talk about some rules and the way I want to try to achieve this. If you are watching my channel for the first time, welcome. Leave a like and subscribe. My name is Dirk and I've been a trader and investor for 26 years. I'm usually somebody with a longer investment horizon of 2 to 4 years, and the majority of my portfolio is based on so-called macroeconomic trades. However, after seeing so much really bad content out here on YouTube when it comes to trading and investing, I thought it could be an awesome challenge for me and hopefully something entertaining for you to really push myself out of my comfort zone. Talking about comfort zone, I'm normally a quite conservative investor. I do not use any leverage long term, and even with a small percentage of my portfolio I use for swing trading and scalping, I hardly use any leverage because I put a great emphasis on risk and money management and believe that the key to long-term success in trading and investing lies in risk management. So I asked myself, what would happen if I throw everything that defines me as a trader overboard and do something that goes against everything I normally do, and that I deeply believe will eventually, rather sooner than later, result in me crashing this 500 US dollar account to zero. To trade this account up, I will have to utilize high leverage of up to 1 to 200 and try to pick the trades that allow me to trade my account up as fast as possible. From $500 to $1,000, from $1,000 to $2,000, $2,000 to $4,000, and so on and so forth until either of the following happens. The account goes to zero or the account reaches 100,000 US dollars. The rules are simple. I'm only allowed to trade cryptocurrencies because this is where the volatility is the highest, and I need to make at least one trade per week. And yes, this whole experiment is done with real money. There is no crypto exchange sponsoring me with a demo account, so I can pretend things and basically reset the whole game whenever I want. You see the money here, and this is the transaction ID of the initial deposit of the $500. Going forward, I will try to keep things as transparent as possible for you. One warning here, please do not try this at home. What I'm doing here is highly, highly dangerous, and there are a lot of things that can and most likely will go wrong and result in me crashing this account. If I have to put things in numbers, there's a 98% chance that the account will eventually go to zero. I will be using trading setups here which have a high probability of success, of course. But even with statistically 8 out of 10 trades being successful, there's a 20% chance to crash the account basically on every trade doing something like this. That being said, let's kick off this madness. Hey everybody, welcome back. So a couple of days have passed since I started this experiment, and so far we are doing pretty good. I didn't trade a lot of positions this week due to a number of reasons I want to talk about also here later. Account right now at 541 US dollars, so we are up by about 8%. Very good for just a couple of days of trading. 3 trades I did in total. You can see those here in Ripple, in DOGE, and in ADA. There were a number of chances more that my trading system gave me. So in the following episodes, I'm going to talk a little bit more in more detail about this trading system also. So if you want to know more details, if this is something that's interesting for you, do me the favor, really leave a like and especially also comment underneath, because that's the only way the algorithm picks me really up as a small YouTuber. And, this potentially could, of course, be also interesting for other people. So I would normally look for things like you see down here, like this, where you have a combination of signals, one bottom signal, then from one of my other indicators, a buy signal. So zones of confluence that give me a high probability that this really is a reversal zone. We had a number of these, a number of good trades. However, I chose to only pick those 3 trades I was talking about earlier, because first of all, we have a very political market at the moment. So the market is very sensible to whatever Donald Trump is tweeting and reacts violently to this. And this, of course, is something you cannot measure with indicators. So you have to be very, very picky about the trades you choose. And second of all, we have still the NFPs upcoming today. Today is Friday, the 7th. The market is in anticipation of this event. Very important, these numbers, especially for an outlook if the Fed is going to lower interest rates sooner than later again. So after that one is out of the system, I'm sure maybe this afternoon or on the weekend, early next week, there will be more chances. For now, for a really difficult trading week, in my opinion, I'm quite satisfied with the start. We are up, and this is something also always nice. Have the first trades being successful, give you a little bit of a cushion, $41 in this case, in case you have like one bad trade, which sooner or later, of course, will also come here. Yeah, that's it for now, guys. And I'm going to update you on how the account is going, of course, now every week. It's going to be a new format here. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you want to follow along my journey here. And again, guys, also in future when I talk about the trading system, please remember I'm using high leverage here. So it's a $500 account. I had positions of 5,000. This might not sound like a lot. It's just a 10x leverage. However, if a position like this goes against you, things can very quickly become very dangerous. That being said, see you again next week.